Alright, what's up? Just back in another video. And today we've just got a couple of the spam games I recorded in yesterday, and one of a good one that I'm going to add on as well on the end. These are kind of funky games. Yeah, we've not practiced span in a while, so we were pretty rusty at it. Yeah, the micro was kind of bad, so not as bad on the right hand side. The last game, it was quite good. It was better than normal, and I was pretty happy with the last game. The other ones are a little iffy, but you kind of just see what happens. So anyways, yeah, normal span start for aggro. If you didn't know, this is what everyone's doing. Yeah, we're not placing stuff very well at the moment. This was one of the first games. I only played a couple games of span, and I had not played really span in a while before that. And so right then we just sold in the eco nerf. We got a few crates off, but now we're just gonna go for the farm. Looks like he did the same thing as well. Go for the farm and get a farmer down, and then when we can, we're gonna sell that farm and go back for our chin hook micro. And yeah, now we're gonna go back at it. We're going to get a heli down there. We should use our last lightning first and kept heli microing. Get as many crates off as we can. But yeah, we couldn't really in that position. We used our first Econf quite early as well because we didn't think he would play heli. So yeah, he can kind of keep going now, which is a bit of a disadvantage. But it's cool. Which now I just need to try and catch back up. But yeah, it's really, that micro's not really flowing too much at the moment. It's not too bad, like that little bit was okay, but yeah, it's just tough. And right there, we should have gone for a rush, probably. We weren't sure what he was playing. He's actually playing ace in this game, so if we'd sent stuff, we could have got the farm cell, and then we could have kind of dominated the game like that. But yeah, just with that selling the eco nerf, we just found it really tough. And yeah, now we are getting 2 of these up, so can send in some of this. He gets up a second factory and can afford an Apache, which is really bad. And he can afford double Apache. Yes, this is really bad at the moment. We just need to get BFBs as soon as possible. So we're just going to get a load of Cobras down, and then we're going to try and send in the BFBs. It's not very early BFBs though. So, which is pretty bad, and we kind of realised now it's going to be ace. We're going to throw in a ZMG as well. It's a little bit tougher, and yeah, he's able to get more of these up, and he can still more factories, and he can ace micro. So yeah, it's pretty much lost here. But we for some reason decided we want to hang around in the game, and we're going to keep doing some heli micros off. He's swagging, but yeah, we can just keep microing, keep getting our farms up, keep throwing ZMGs in, because they can't be slowed down. So if we can keep him occupied, then there's a chance we can win the game, but we need to get more farms up at the same time, so we need to get more heli micros off, which I'm not sure why we stopped. But yeah, that's kind of what we need to do. He keeps GZing. I don't know why I stopped. Oh, we're going for another farm. We're not going to heli micro anymore, I guess. I don't know why I'm still recording this game. I forgot what happened. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to record this game. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why this is in there. I didn't get much span. I didn't do many span games either, so there's not a lot to choose from, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see how the counter-strat counters you. Like, we didn't do it too badly, but other than not sending those rainbows in earlier and selling once in the eco nerf, that's all we could really have done better. But nah, it's kind of peak. And yes, now we're just farming up. I think we're thinking just get a lot of farms up, and then a lot of misdirections down. Maybe we can outlast, or he'll lag out or something like that. And yeah, now we're just getting a lot of misdirections out. He's going to send some PFBs in, which is not really a problem for the amount of Apaches we can get up. We can get up pretty much. We can get enough Apaches to defend infinite BFBs, I believe. Damn, we got misdirections down, so even if it did start to overload, we would be okay. Yeah, these amount of Apaches is fine. We didn't need to sell for another one there. And then he disconnects, and we won with a disconnect. Okay. I don't know why I showed that replay. The replay was kind of bad. Anyways, this one's going to be using the passive strategy I quite enjoy using, which is a glue farm ace. Ninja's definitely better, but glue's kind of fun. I'm going to put this one in ×2 speed just because I don't want this video to be too long for everybody. Because it's not the greatest video I've uploaded, I can't lie. But, you know, video is video. Anyway, so yeah, we start kind of like a normal looking start, which avoids the early eco nerf at the start. We get our eco nerf off. We should have sold the farmer straight away. That was partly our left side, partly as just kind of forgetting to do that. And then we sell for that. We couldn't afford the BIA. I don't know why I sold all that. I should have just sold like 2 farms, gone for the bank. Then just wait a little bit. This position's super safe because like, yeah, if you saved one and then go for the BIA after selling the farm, then you've always got enough available to defend like jam-packed rainbows and stuff. Or anything they can really throw at you with the lightnings left over as well, which is super helpful. We get another ace down in case he wants to send us adjust as a load. He decides not to adjust us. He gets 2 factories, then jam packs in some BFBs. We sell a farm for this. We decide not to GZ just yet. Sell our farmer, so that's the last eco nerf he used. He could have timed that a lot better. But we had so much time, we could have just waited. And so yeah, then we get up our second factory, which is super important. Because otherwise you're going to get slowly drained by the constantly ground zero all the time. And so now we just keep ground zeroing out throughout the game. And we're basically now, we can now wait a bit, get more farms down, keep ground zeroing again. We've got a Spectre down, which keeps helping us damage the top ZMG as well, which is helpful, because that's a couple less GZs, which means we can get more farms. And now we have 3 factories down, essentially, which need to keep ground zeroing constantly and getting up factories until we can constant send ZOMGs so that his Apaches can't pop them all down and doesn't have enough Cobras to misdirect them all back, which is quite a big number of ZOMGs. It's not just like 10 ZOMGs will push its way through. You can defend quite a bit. I should be going for more factories at the moment, but we are just ground zeroing. It's such a long map. I can let the balloons go further around, like we kind of do it there. Oh yeah. We swiped up. There was a few little things with the iPad, like a low battery and stuff, which almost messed us over. We keep forgetting to collect the top factory. We didn't have a... Oh yeah, he's just got the misdirection down to say, well, we're leaking lives. Finally get a farmer down at long last. We couldn't really focus on that because we were having to GZ all the time. Which on my left hand, because I'm doing left thumb to swipe up on the iPad to place the tower and click on the tower, and the ability, and the right hand just to upgrade really quickly. It's but the left hand's really weak, so it's kind of taking a toll. We sent in some ZOMGs, but we didn't send in enough, as you can see, because he can defend all of these nice and easily. And if we just gotten like 2 more factories, then we could have waited a couple rounds longer, and then send in a huge rush, and certainly finish him off. But instead we just have to save up again, get more factories down. I think we sell, and then we go for another factory there. Go for one there, that's 2 more factories. So we're almost in a position where we can send in the ZMGs. We also have to be careful that we're almost at round 32. And around 32 we are going to really struggle with the GZ or the ZMGs. The ramping does start around 30, I believe. But the 30 is light. Around 32 it starts to properly ramp. And you'll kind of see that we don't really change the GZ's pace, I don't think, too much, but they do push quite a bit further round. But we can just constantly send in the ZOMGs now, while still ground zeroing the whole time. And while he's misdirecting a lot of them, he's not able to misdirect them all. And eventually, after 5% warning, which almost messed us up, we were able to win the game with that. And now, final game against 4-top, one of the Span gods. And yeah, you'll see this replay. I didn't record it live, unfortunately, but it was one of my best games of Span I think I've ever played. this one, so I decided I wanted to record this in post. And admittedly, from something like the smiles and bits I did, he thought, oh yeah, we're cool with each other, so that's why he's high-eying and smiling. But he thought my smiling was me using ace, so he played it slightly differently. He's, yeah, he would normally annihilate me, even though this game looks closed, because he's playing a little bit differently, thinking it's ace. Anyways, both did the same start. We go for one quick crate, because he didn't eco nerf when we sold the farms. And we kind of got his crate, so that slows him down a little bit. He gets this other heli for the blacks, which I'm not really sure why he did. But he did it, he could still afford everything anyway. So now we're both heli microing as quick as we can. You can see his is obviously way faster. But it's also quite a tough map because he's on the phone. His left side's good, better, my right side's better. We're on our favoured sides. But it's a kind of hard spot for him to fit consistently. And we didn't get nerfed on that last one. We both get our factory up. I barely ever get my factory up. But we get our factory up and we have a 0-3 down. So we actually have more money at this point than one of the Span gods, which is crazy. I literally never get that heli up and have the farm down by the second eco nerf. So I was super happy with that. He sends in some rainbows. We get an Apache down. We're going to go for some more crates now. He sold those cobras. We think how many rainbows he's sending because it's kind of looking lower down, looking higher up. But yeah, so we do this. Now we go for some of our own cobras. Go for 4 cobras. He's now going for a load of cobras. He wants to send in BFBs because he's now realised we're not doing ace. So we send a load of. We keep sending in these. We're stopping him from getting his farm kept up, and I'm going for the early BFBs. And we also want to force with just loads of rainbows the second Apache by him selling cobras, which we do, but we should have in that time been placing cobras down while we were sending the rainbows. We didn't need to keep getting more money from that farm now, so we could have sold that and just sent the rainbows and got that. We send ceramics because they're kind of jittery, and I think our BFB actually comes out first, earlier than 4-top, so all these little things are kind of crazy that I've got these off. This like never happened. He leaks down a little bit, but just about survives. And now he sends loads of rainbows over the top. I tried to misdirect the BFBs. We sell a load of cobras to try and defend these rainbows, but it pushed too far. And we lost. But I'm really happy with how I played that game. It doesn't matter about the result of losing. It's just the way I played that game. I had a lot of level advantages. Just at the end of the day, it came down to experience. He knew that those rainbows could push through. And I couldn't get the misdirections off in time. And the better player won. But anyways, that's going to wrap for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. These are the leaderboards for Sunday. And yeah, have a nice day. See ya. I'm not going to end on a loss. We're going to end on this game. Not that I'm revealing what the outcome of the game is. It's against Atom. Actually, I can just put this on 1x speed. After the first bit, so aggro mirror, he's using jam-packed, so using lightning. So I think this should favour jam-packed. You can see we're sending the pinks in. And he's going to greed a little bit down, which puts him a little bit lower on lives. But it's fine. I should probably send him blue so that he can't go for the second plantation beforehand anyways. But yeah. We get the econ nerf off. He gets his first crate off fine though. We get one off fine I think as well. So we're kind of in the exact same position here. Yeah, pretty much the same. We might have an extra crate on him. But our thing was a bit later. And now we're going to send blacks, and so we have to get another heli down. We're going to now keep heli microing. We're going to lightning that. You can't see our lightnings, unfortunately, in this game. But we're lightning all of that, so we could just keep heli microing. This was earlier in the day as well than the 4-top game, so we're not as fast. We get a heli there just to be safe on stuff. We get a few more heli crates off. He finally uses his eco nerf. We can get a factory, though. Why aren't we buying the factory? There we go. He gets some cobras down. And he's going to jam-pack. Unfortunately, his eco nerf wore off. And he doesn't have a factory down. And he couldn't send us enough to overpower a single Apache. So we could actually just sell that right away. I think I lightninged as well at the same time. So we were actually completely fine to that rush. And he doesn't have any farms down. And he's got quite poor from having to send in that rush. So we're now just going to refarm and just keep heli microing up. He's going to jam-packed in again. This time with a bigger rush, but we were able to now afford our double Apache just about with eco. And that then means we can sell one of them, keep one Apache down as our defense. And look at him, he's now really poor. And, well, we kind of got similar money, but we also have an Apache down. And we can now get a Cobra down, send some rainbows in. That forces an Apache. And it's going to make him struggle to heli micro. He sells it. We can send just a few rainbows in straight away. Just a few rainbows is all that you need to force the Apache. And we can keep heli microing now. He sells it again. We can send it in again. And he really just can't get a load of string of money together because he keeps losing, like, I think it's 4k or so every time he goes for that. And it's like 1 to 2k per crate you get, I think. We go for our factory. He doesn't have a factory. And I think he leaked to life because I'm not having camera detection. He gets to now finally keep his Apache down and he can keep heli microing. So now we can start making money. But we can do this trick so that we can just constantly send in the rainbows, the iPad trick. And you can see we're also microing our heli as well at the same time. This now forces double Apache, so he's losing even more money. And now we can just go straight for loads and loads of Cobras. Like so. Sell our farm, I think, as well. And send in these BFEs way earlier. He has to counter with Moabs and Rainbows, but we can just afford so many Apaches that none of this is going to be a problem. 2 should have been enough, I think, anyways, but we get 3 down, just about. And yeah, now we're completely fine to all of that. And yeah, Atom's a really good spam player, and I was very happy with that win as well. Not quite as good as the 4-top game, but also was a pretty good game. And he's a nice guy as well, he gives us thumbs up. Anyway, it's already outroed, but yeah, have a nice day, see ya.